things don't always go our way, or when we look to God to do something, it always seems to be when you want him and not when he wants you. Realize that I said when God is trying to get us to a place of just talking to him when he wants you to talk to him. Not when you want him or not when you need him, but he wants us to get into a deeper level of prayer and seeking his face and talking to him. Right. So basically we need to get back to a place of prayer. I never understood why, and I had this conversation with Apostle not too long ago, I never understood why lately I've just been wanting a shut-in, which is an all-night prayer. I was like, Apostle, I don't know why, but we should just maybe have an all-night prayer. We was talking about it, because, you know, I thought that because I grew up on having shut-ins and all-night prayers, that's what I wanted. But it's not the fact that I grew up on it. It's because of the fact that God is trying to get our attention to get back in a place of prayer and talking to him. So we have to stop being so needy and basically wanting with God. If you do his work first, everything else will fall in place. As much as I don't want to be up here sometimes, and as much as I may say, you know, I'm not no minister, I'm not nothing, but if that's what God called you to do, suck it up, get over it, and when you do that, that's when everything else will fall into place. So, your foundation of your relationship with God is based off of two things, and that's your faith in him and prayer. And I looked up the definition of faith and prayer, so that way, you know, we have it. And faith means complete confidence in something or someone, and prayer means a solemn request for help or expression of thanks addressed to God or any object of worship. We need to get to a place in our relationship with God that instead of always wanting something or asking him for something, we're saying, God, I thank you. Lord, you're worthy. God, you are the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. You know, something sweet to his ears so that way it's not, God, I need you. God, I need you to do this. God, I need you to do that. And we're not always needy. This takes us to a place where we're saying it. When we say it as often as we should, it becomes us. It's not just, oh, I need to go down in prayer and I need this from God, I need that from God. But it becomes us to where we're saying on a daily basis without even knowing it, God, I thank you. Or we could just be having a conversation with either Lady Nico or one of the fellow workers, and it'll pop into your head, God, I thank you. Lord, you're worthy. You know, it becomes us. It's not like, oh, I'm doing this just because.
Right.
Yeah. So, God just wants us to have a deeper relationship with him to where it won't be so heavy when we come into church. When problems come about, we aren't always dependent on our leaders or always running to our leaders because we honestly know what to do, which is to pray and talk to God. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, you have to tell God all your problems. Sometimes just the, Lord, I thank you, he'll solve all the rest of the week. Right. Like you won't be going through the rest of the week all because you said when you woke up on Sunday morning, God, I thank you. Or all because before you went to bed, you say, Lord, I love you. So when we get to this place where all our dependence is in him, our faith will increase. Our trust in him will go to new levels. Instead of putting all our dependence in man, it needs to be put in God so that way we can get to a place where we're not always dependent on people. Because that's where we mess up. We always depend on people. We always need people to do something for us. We always need this. We always need that. But when we become more dependent in God, and I had to learn this the hard way, when we become more dependent on God and do what he asks us to do, everything else falls into place.